I've been realizing lately that I've been getting very comfortable with life. And when I say that, it kind of translates to complacency. Complacency, from what I understand, is when you basically start to get off track, right? You have a track, you have a pursuit and a a course of action that you're trying to fulfill, something that you're trying to acquire, something that you're trying to create, right? And then you kind of like derail. Maybe not derail, but like you get off track, right? And this is usually a result of comfort, usually a result of not really understanding what it is that you need to do next. And it's interesting because I realize that in the complacency, there's a lot of just like autopilot, right? There's a lot of mindless behavior, whether it's just mindlessly scrolling, whatever it is. And throughout the process, I'm doing the best that I can to not judge myself because I'm actually very happy with where I am at in life right now. Very happy. It's really cool to be here because I'm in a space of awareness that I actually didn't even previously anticipate, and that's cool. That's really cool. It's cool to recognize where I am, realize that I am exactly where I've wanted to be for a long time, and that's the most important thing. But it's interesting because like I look at comfort, I look at complacency, which I guess kind of results from comfort. But I also look at this life. I look at how cool it is to be alive, right? And I think that it's very strange that comfort can come with life. And I think that there's a certain level of awareness that kind of allows you to be comfortable, right? And stepping outside of that awareness is what it is that I'm looking for. Because if you get comfortable, there's an even better chance that you will get unhappy because you'll end up doing things that you previously did that you were actually trying to get away from that you know that you don't want for your life. And that's a very real thing. So, comfort turns into complacency, which turns into unhappiness because then it's like you revert back to old ways of doing things or just old things that you were previously trying to get away from. Um, Creating a new reality for the self is I don't want to say anything here because or I don't want to say anything specifically in regards to um you know limiting beliefs because it can be very easy to get caught up inside of that as well. um Adaptation is a very real thing. Pushing the envelope, um pushing the threshold to create a new experience in life requires a change in thoughts, a change in feelings, and a change in behaviors. It's a very real thing, right? Um, and that is actually what the personality consists of: how you think, how you feel, and how you act, right? Those three things combined create your experience of life, right? Um, and that's just the reality of it. So, kind of like stepping into the space of awareness that comfort kind of creates complacency, or I should say, it gives way to complacency. And then here's what I want to step into now, actually. You can want it all you want. And you can also get into the space of awareness that says, someday, someday, someday. No, it's not going to be someday. It's going to be when you actually decide to stop bullshitting yourself and stop thinking and actually believing that somebody is just going to show up at your door and be like, "All right, here we go. Let's do this." It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Um, what's necessary is for you to get real with what you want, to stop wasting any time at all. Like when I say no time wasted, I mean down to the T, down to the second. Like Be real with how you spend your time. Don't just comfort is going to try to suck you into what it is that you're used to. Comfort is autopilot, right? What you actually want requires you to step outside of autopilot because it's going to require you to do things that you're not familiar with, right? And when you do things that you're not familiar with, the mind and the body, they say, I don't know. I don't know about this. There's not the same reward of the cheap dopamine hits when you just go onto social media and mindlessly scroll and look into other people's lives to find out that they're doing these things or those things, right? Like, um, comfort is a very seductive thing. It pulls you in and then it spits you out and then it shows you that you just wasted your own time, right? Complacency is a result of comfort, right? When you get comfortable, you get complacent. You stop doing the things that are most important to you. You give in to the cheap dopamine hits again, and then you just find yourself wasting your life away, and that's the reality of it. So really, what this is about is what I've found for myself is I kind of like remind myself, you're getting comfortable, Chris. That's just the reality of it. So stop. What can you do right now that's better than what you're doing? What can you do right now that will um, bring you more towards what it is that you're trying to create? And it's not easy. I'm not gonna say that it is easy because like sometimes like you just want to like revert back to the autopilot because it's comfortable because the bubble bath, the warm bubble bath, the warm bed is much more comfortable than a cold shower, right? Most people are going to choose the warm bed or the warm bubble bath. Oh, it's so comfortable, it's so cozy, right? And then you get sucked into that because it's seductive like that. So, really just learning to step outside of comfort and realizing that if you stay inside of comfort long enough, you will get complacent. And then at some point, you'll forget what you even wanted to do. And that's the issue. So, yeah, where I am at right now is just trying to make sure that I am managed with my time and energy 100% down to the second. Like, literally, like, making sure that I have a very rigid schedule, right? And again, it's very easy to get lost inside of the comfort, but the comfort is not going to give you what you think it's going to give you. And any delusions that you have, any delusions, I don't have any delusions of like, somebody else will take care of it. Like this is all on me. This is all my fault.